this weekend in Hungary. It is another constructors title for Messrs Michael Schumacher and Jean Todt. In a couple of weeks' time in Spa, they look to be on course for yet another World Championship. Confirmation that Michael Schumacher has won here in Hungary. 10 out of 10, apart from that touch of tunnel vision in Monaco. He's won the lot. Barrichello following in for a Ferrari 1-2. Alonso, last year's runaway winner, third. Montoya fourth in the Williams. Button, brave performance from Button in the BAR, and those three the only non-Ferrari runners not to be lapped. Sato needed those points, making his claim for a permanent seat at BAR next season. Good effort from Pizzoni, a couple of points for Williams, and Giancarlo Fisichella, moving from Sauber at the end of the year, makes his point above David Coulthard. 120 Michael Schumacher, 12 wins, record. Rubens Barrichello 82, looking cemented for the runners-up spot. Jenson Button 65 points, he looks very good for third. What a good struggle going on between Jarno Trulli on his way out of the door at Renault at the end of the season and Fernando Alonso. Just a point dividing those Renault drivers. Montoya 38 points in the Williams, then Coulthard and Raikkonen just a point between them in McLaren, and Takuma Sato level with Kimi Raikkonen on 18 points now for the Japanese driver. 202 plays 91 for Ferrari, winning the constructors title. Again, Renault 91. BAR still fancy that runners-up spot, and what is it? It's an 8-point gap. They've closed it slightly. Williams 54, looking good for fourth, and McLaren 37, Sauber 19, and at the bottom it's Toyota 8, Jaguar 7, Jordan 5, and Minardi just the single point.
Well, Ross, congratulations. The pit board they were spelling out said world number one, and another time, yet again, you are.
Yeah, as always, it takes a while to sink in, but it's been a fantastic year, and 1-2 at Hungary after all we did last year. I'm so proud of it that everyone's just done a fantastic job this year, and it's just an amazing group of people who support each other, work with each other, have the same objectives and get on with it, and it's something I've never experienced before, and we're seeing the results.
I mean, Michael, again, winning his, what must be, gazillionth Grand Prix. I do sense, though, a sense of admiration rather than resentment amongst the rest of the Formula One paddock about the job you're doing.
Finally. I hope so. I mean, I know when McLaren were winning, Williams were winning, I always respected the job they were doing and tried to beat them. And it's a little unusual for us to have kept this group of people together for so long, because normally after a while someone gets tempted to go elsewhere or splits off. And got a big challenge next year with a change of regulations, because that'll shake things up. But we've got the same group of people, and I hope we can continue. But it was great to do it at 1-2 today, and the tyres were fantastic. And every part of the group, Bridgestone, Shell, all our partners, they're all contributing at the maximum, and that's what makes the difference.
It almost had a twist in the tail, didn't it? What happened with the rig and the small fuel leak?
I don't know. Nigel's got to investigate, but there's a breakaway coupling, like a frangible coupling, that cracked, and we're not sure what happened. They changed both of them, I think, to be cautious. So that created a little bit of panic. If we'd had a safety car at that stage, we couldn't have refueled the cars, so they were a little bit anxious. But we didn't tell the drivers, we just kept quiet. And as always, a group of people involved fixed it efficiently, quietly, and did a great job.
Well, congratulations. I can sense that when this does sink in, you'll have the biggest smile as you've got on your face now.
Thanks, Ted.
It's worthwhile just emphasising, Tony, the Drivers' Championship gets the bulk of the publicity. Round here, that constructors' title's everything.
Of course it is. Manufacturers such as Renault and such as Ferrari, they want to be able to put the badge on the side of their production car that says World Formula One Constructors. That's a big badge, a big star to have up on your car. But for the rest of us, it's the Drivers' Championship, which is the most important.
Let's chat to the drivers now in the press conference.
The superlatives are running out here. You're the first man ever to have won 12 races in one season, and in so doing, you've helped to clinch the Constructors' Championship for Ferrari.
I think the later one is the more important one we should talk about, and to win in the style we have done after the way we, in a way, have lost last year is something which shows why we're winning the Constructor Championship so early, because everybody is just so great and deserves this win. And after even a superb start of the season, everybody still kept going, and we had this very important test in JRS where Bridgestone, ourselves, our partners Shell, came up with new solutions, and they worked very well for us in Hockenheim in particular here. And that's the result. That's why we're there, and we have been able to turn around from last year to that great result.
Well, it's your second Grand Slam of the year. Started from the pole, led every lap, set fastest lap. Your thoughts on the race today? From the outside, I have to say it looked easy.
It's probably the way what it looks from the outside, but as the circuit is quite demanding, it's not so easy. The easy part started after the last pit stop when I had a safe margin. Then I sort of was driving safely. But before that, I was pushing, and Rubens was pushing me as well. That was driving to the limit. And I have to say that the car does perform very well. I mean, it drives around this difficult circuit superbly well, and that's why it maybe looks so good. But inside is a little bit more work than very often it looks outside.
Not much overtaking from a racing point of view, but a lot of overtaking in terms of the number of cars on the track today that you lapped.
Yeah, a lot of lapping was going on. Unfortunately, a couple of guys didn't seem to respect very well the blue flags. But honestly, it's difficult here in Hungary to find the right spot to move over. But the point is that Hungary anyway is a circuit where it is difficult to pass unless a much faster car is coming from the back and then can work its way through, as my brother did last year. You can't really expect overtaking, and that was the case this year.
Congratulations. Rubens, a good start. A lot of defence there going into the first corner too, obviously from Fernando. Also Juan Pablo Montoya quite near you.
It was actually difficult to see everything was going on behind me. I actually had a good start, and I think that's part of the ring yesterday that cleaned a little bit of our side. So I had a good one. Just was following Michael. It was difficult to know where Michael was going to brake, and because I had to defend myself and even try to overtake him if I could. And but it worked okay. I didn't have a chance to go for an overtake maneuver on Michael, but I had the chance to keep my position, because that was also the main thing. Otherwise, it could have damaged my race. So it was really good. And then after that, it was just running our own pace.
How did the car react to the various sets of tyres? Was the balance more or less the same throughout the race?
Well, I had a small problem on my third set, where I had a bit of grainy, and it wasn't going away. The first, the second, and the fourth were very, very much perfect. I had a great time. Unfortunately, I couldn't run Michael's pace. He was on his own. I pushed him a little bit when he was about 9 seconds. We were running the same pace. Maybe I was fractionally faster at that time, but the third set was just too slow, and the fourth set, it was finished the race anyway. But the car was back to very, very good behaving.
Nonetheless, a very dominant 1-2-4 Ferrari. Now switching to Fernando, a great drive, but a lonely drive, Fernando, for you. But let's talk about that start. Fantastic again, away from the line.
Yeah, it was good. Again, the start, I get blocked a little bit by Sato, that tried to close the door a little bit, and I had to lift off a little bit. And probably for that, I lost the second place, because I arrived quite close to Rubens, but not enough. And after that, it was quite calm, the race, not very much, nothing in the front, nothing on the back, and just to control the gaps. And as they said, a lot of traffic, a lot of people lapping, and it was a little bit difficult for that.
Tony, final thought from you about Jenson Button's performance here this afternoon.
A very solid performance, Jim. I think he did very well. The whole team were extremely professional. Second thing on Ferrari, once he seals the championship, I hope Rubens gets some crumbs from the table. And finally, can we make an appeal? Can we give Formula One back to the drivers, please? Thank you.
You want that overtaking, don't you?
We've got to change the regulations badly.
Okay. Next stop then on record-breaking World Tour is Spa. If he wins there, he's world champion again. Oh yeah, it is his favourite circuit. Cheerio.